What's up, guys? It's your girl Kaya Trades, and I did it. I sat on my hands for 10 days after going on tilt. Tomorrow counts as the 10th day, but I'm not going to trade at all. And we ended off on a banger. We saw a beautiful setup this morning. I want to show you guys that setup, the hit for the 1-to-1, and then the 1-to-2 a little bit later. But nonetheless, I am disciplined after I went on tilt. So let's go ahead and prepare for next week when we start back trading. Let's get into the video. Okay, we are in replay mode. First things first, I'm going to put my KT system, what I look for every single time I come to the charts. You guys know this. It's the same thing, same system, same process every day. I'm going to lock that in place and also put up my daily note. One of my members in my community puts their affirmations on their charts as well, and I absolutely love that. So shout out to It's Just Me on my community. You know who you are. We're going to go ahead and add our daily note as well, because we know that the formula for freedom is patience plus discipline, and that will give us our freedom. So we're going to lock this on our screen as well, because if it's out of sight, it's probably out of mind. We want to be patient and wait for our setup, but we also want to be disciplined and follow our rules, which is our setup as well. And we want to execute with precision. So let's go ahead and get started. We can already see that the market has just been moving higher and higher and higher. This is the 4-hour time frame. Okay, market open is almost right off in here somewhere. But as far as the 4-hour, we look like we were going on a bearish trend, and then we started breaking structure to the upside. So we can anticipate some buys going on as we move down to the lower time frame. Let's see what the lower time frame says. Okay, the lower time frame is just confirming what we already saw on the higher time frame. I'm going to bring out my path tool so you guys can see it. We have a bearish trend taking place, and then price starts making a higher low, started making a higher high, another higher low. We kind of stopped right here. So around market open, we were waiting for price to show us what it really wanted to do, but I don't want to see price come below this low. Let's see if that ever happens. We're going to mark out this low because we are on the 1-hour. And then we're also going to mark out the high. If we mark out this other high, price like barely swept above it. Let me zoom in a little bit because there's actually some sauce in here that I want to show you. And as we zoom in a bit, we can also bring out our pathway tool and see the minor structure within it. Okay, we have highs and lows and highs and lows. And I want you guys to notice that price came down, made a low overnight, made a high overnight, came down, swept a low overnight, and broke structure to the upside. This is a candle closure above this high right here. This counts as a break of structure on the higher time frame. So this just further adds to my bullish bias. The market is just moving, moving, moving higher. So I'm going to write that on my 1-hour right here. My 1-hour is bullish. Okay, next thing I want to look for is the trend on my 5-minute. If my 5-minute time frame can become bullish like my 1-hour, then I will go ahead and look to take a trade. Let's drop on down to the 5-minute as well as go to market open. The market opens at 9:30, so I want to go ahead and get to that open. As we get to the open, we can see that price is still looking very, very, very bearish. We don't want to take any bearish trades when our overall higher time frame is moving in a bullish direction, going higher. So we did notice this zone here, this demand zone here. I was anticipating that price would go ahead and break through that. As soon as we got to the open, we definitely got that break. It broke right through it. It didn't respect it at all, as well as this one. There is a zone down here for the 5-minute. And let's just see how price reacts to it. I'm telling y'all, Nas, bro, Nas was being so annoying. Like, we had to really practice some patience today because Nas just wanted to chop around. So let's see. We had this very huge bearish candle. Okay, we got a few bullish candles basically in the same exact spot as we started. Then we got a bearish candle just chopping up in the same area, same range, guys. This is what the market is doing right now. Going and staying in the same level. If we space this out, guys, this looks like consolidation. We don't want consolidation. Supply and demand does not work in consolidating markets. So we're either going to wait for price to come and make a new high. And yes, it kind of made a high here. I would consider that a B plus setup just because it's a wick and not a strong candle closure. But at the end of the day, guys, the zone would have been like this as a demand. And I'm already knowing that's like a little over 100 points. Yep, 100, almost 50 points. Me personally, I ignored this zone. Let's see if it can come down and tap this zone or create a strong break of structure to the upside. Okay, let's see what happens from here. Price is still chopping about, testing our patience, making us wait. We got to tap of this zone finally. We could have gotten in this zone very aggressively. Me personally, I just didn't because of what? The chop, man. We don't know what NASDAQ is on right now in August. So we're just going to wait the chop out, see if we can get some more breaks of structure to the upside. I do want to make sure that we also don't break this low. This low is what is helping me understand and have a clear direction that price wants to move higher. If price breaks this low, we could potentially be wanting to move to the downside, and that's not what I'm looking for currently. So if that happens, that'll change my bias and then have me looking for something else, or it can just be a no trade day. I'm on day 9, so it's like I don't really mind not taking a trade day. When I saw this, I was like, okay, may not take no trades today, but I definitely hopped off the charts earlier this week, a little early, because I wasn't seeing anything, and then setups presented a little bit later on. Still in my trading window, just later on from when I left the charts. So I stuck around today, and let's just see what market wants to do. It's still in the same area. I just wasn't feeling it from this zone. Could have gotten aggressively again and took it higher, but just not what I was feeling. Let's see. Price is still just being in the same spot. We're inching towards that high right there on the 5-minute time frame. We're inching towards it again. I want to see price close above here. Let's see if we can get that. Almost. Almost. Let's see. And boom. Very, 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 very small. But price closed with 3, actually 4. We're going to move that right there so you guys can see how clear it closed above. We had 4 big, beautiful bullish candles coming away from this zone. So we always lead with, if I get a break of structure, then I will create a new zone. In this case, it's a demand zone because price is moving higher. We measured out this zone to see how many points potentially risking, about 57 points for the entire zone. Ideally, I want to see price come tap my zone and then fly away. I don't want to use the entire zone, but let's just see if we can come and get a tap. So we did get the break of structure. Again here at 1025. Let's go ahead and write that. And we also are bullish now that we've also closed above there on the 5-minute. So let's see if we can get a tap of the zone. It looks like it wants to tap it right here. I ideally don't even want this candle to tap because look, that's still another 50 points. I really want it less than 50 points. Let's see. I'm not in control of what the market does. All right, we got a tap of zone. At this point, I was looking for price to come and break the high of this candle. This was even more than what we just saw. This is around 64 points, looking for the 1 to 2. And let's just see if this zone can hold. Because we are bullish, we should see this zone holding. Let's see if it does. We'll go to the next candle. It broke down a little bit lower, but it also gave us a smaller stop loss if we decide to get into this trade. Okay, the 1 to 2 is kind of up in this area, almost by the highs of the 1 hour. Okay, I'm going to slow this down just a bit so we can see what price does. Price comes lower some more, came lower again, and then finally gave us a break of candle to enter. We're going to drag our stop loss a little bit below here. We see that's 38 points. That's nowhere near our 50, so I'm super good with that. And then let's see what price does here. Did we get the tap of zone? Yes, at 10:35, and the break of candle at 10:45. So we still had to wait 10 more minutes before we even got the break of candle. 10:35 a.m. and then yes, at 10:45 a.m. Let's see if we can snag the 1 to 1. All right, let's see if we can get there. Very close to our 1-to-1. If we get a 1-to-1, we'll either take partials and move our stop to break even, or we'll take it all off. Beautiful, we snagged the 1-to-1. I would then move my stop loss to a little bit, either above break even or at break even. Make this red so you can see it. My stop loss is now at break even. Let's see what happens after this. Okay, price came down and stopped us out. That's perfectly fine. Let's see what happened after it. Price started shooting up. Didn't quite tap my 1-to-2 just yet. But if we go back and we continue, the trend continued, the zone held, and price just smashed that 1-hour high. At the end of the day, I'm not worried about any of this because I was able to target my 1-to-1. I was able to walk away with some money off the table today. And even though I didn't take this trade, it still builds confidence knowing that my setup works. It still builds discipline knowing that I don't have to take every trade, but I can identify when we have untradable markets and tradable markets. And it just helps me overall be calm and patient and ready to go for my trading day. This was it for my trading day. Again, I'm not trading tomorrow, but I am starting a prop firm challenge next week. If you want to trade with me and work towards getting your first payout with me, no guarantees, but that's the goal. Definitely click that link in the description. I hope to see you soon. I also have a live backtesting session this Saturday. Make sure you're there. I want to see you. I want to help you learn how to backtest. Backtesting is super important for your growth as a trader as well as reviewing your trades. So I hope to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more trading content. I'll see you in the next one.